Welcome to Crafty Thursdays. Alright, so we're going to be doing crochet. We're doing American style, so all terms are going to be in American, not English. They are a bit different. Alrighty, so we are talking about corner to corner. Now this is a normal grid, as you can see. And for corner to corner, you're starting at one corner and you're working away to the other corner. So this is where we're going to start. This is going to be number 1. And this is going to be 16. It's 4 by 4. All right. So you start here and you do your 6 chains and then you do your stuff. So when you're doing corner to corner, when you're getting to the first corner, which we'll say that's first corner. This is your starting corner. This is your second corner, and this is the last corner. So you start here. Let's go ahead and change the color real quick. Let's go with green. All right, so you start here and you make your first one and you're going down. Okay, so now you're going to go to the next row and you go across. You do your first square, you do your next square. And so when you start this, you have your chain 6 and then you do your 3 double crochets. When you go to the next square, you're doing another chain 6 because you're still on the outer edge. Your chain 6, you do your 3 double crochets, you do your slip stitch here, and then you do your chain 3. This will be your first chain 3. And then you do your 3 double crochets into the loop that you made from your previous chain. And then when you go to the next row, you do another chain 6 to do yours, and they connect. And you go all the way down. And then this one, you're still going to do a chain 6, even though it's on the corner. So I guess technically that's number 1 and that's number 2. It just depends on, where you start and which direction you're going to go. So if I had gone this way, it would have been, yeah. Anyhow, so this will be another chain 6 because it's the first of the corner. It's not the second side. So when you get up here, you make your square, you're not doing another chain 6. You're going to do single crochet or slip stitch, however you want to do, in between your doubles until you get to the side, and then you do chain 3. So your chain 3, and then you do your 3 doubles will go through there. And then when you get over here, you'll do the same thing. You'll slip stitch into the previous square, and then you'll do your slip stitch or single crochet into those doubles you just made. And then you do your chain 3. Because the chain 6, the chain 6 helps you grow. You're making a whole new row. The chain 3, you're just continuing on where you're at. So with the chain 3, you are shrinking. You're no longer growing outward. And then you continue on. And then when you get to this, you slip stitch in and you end off. Now, say you didn't want to do the same size. Say you wanted to go, 6 by 4. Well, when you get up here, instead of doing the slip stitch or single crochet, you would do another 6. Chain 6, do your thing, and it'll continue to grow. And as long as you only do the growing on one side, then one side will continue growing, and the other one will it'll stop. It'll stop here. It'll just go this way. So it just depends on your shape, well, not shape, but your size, your length of your sides. It's sometimes when you're trying to not lose track of where you're at, you can do this grid. You can use a clothespin, or not a clothespin, a safety pin, or some kind of marker on one side of your work to help you remember which side is which. Because as you're working your crochet, you're going to be flipping it back and forth. And so you're going to get lost. So if this is what we were doing, and we're saying, okay, this is where I'm starting, this is where I'm ending. I want to remember which side is which. So you're going to say, okay, so the part that I'm calling the bottom, I'm going to put a safety pin on this side. So I want to know that the safety pin right here is the bottom, or however you want to do it. However, there's so many different options that you can do to mark your work. So it's just a couple of things. When we eventually will go into doing a graph piece, a little tiny panel where you have to switch colors and keep track of where you're at. So we will go over that more on that video. All right, continuing on.
Alrighty, welcome to Corner to Corner. All right, so to show y'all, we talked about, depending on your yarn and your hook and your gauge and everything, I have 3 different examples of what happens. So this yarn is a cone of cotton. It is peaches and cream. I got it at Walmart. You get it at most craft stores, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, and all that. All right, so this is Corner to Corner. This one was done with a G hook, and see how small it is. It seems, pretty put together, right? All right, so that's the G hook. Here's the H hook that we've been using for all of our lessons lately. All right, so it's a little bit looser. Now in comparison, it's a little bit smaller, just a smidge. Same yarn, different hook. Same tension, because it's me. So it's a little bit looser. All right, and also sorry about the voice. Seasons changing, allergies, and cold, and all that good lovely stuff. All right, and this one is an I hook. And now with this one, it's a little bit bigger. So here's our G. As you can see, it's definitely different change. And then here's the H. So you can see, same yarn, different hook, same gauge. So it depends on how loose you want your stuff to be, or how tight you want it to be. And I think for today, on our example, we're going to go ahead and stick with the G. All right, so the awesome thing about these is once you get your yarn, you just set it on the floor next to you or in the chair next to you, and you just pull off of it instead of it rolling around or having to fight with things. All right, so like normal, we're going to do our slip knot, get it on there. All right, so the first square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 chains. And like we were talking before, the skipping 3 for double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, go into the 4th chain from the hook, do a double crochet, so you have the loop over the yarn over, go through, yarn over. There we go, there's our first one. And a second one. And a third one. Oops. So 3 double crochets after our chain 6. All right, so there is our first square. Chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so go into the 4th one from the hook, double crochet. There's 1 double crochet. There's a loud refrigerator. 2 double crochet. And 3 double crochet. All right, so now we have a pair of feet. All right, so you flip it, and in that chain part, the chain 3, you put your hook, grab the yarn, you pull through. We're doing a slip stitch. So now we do another chain 3. And in this chain is where we're going to do 3 double crochets. So 1, a 2, sorry, there's 2. Grab some more yarn. So chain 2, 1 more. All right, 1 chain, 3 double crochets. And this is our starting one and our first row afterwards. So row 1, row 2. All right, so chain 3, 2, oh sorry, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so 1, 2, and 3. Oops, sorry, right in the camera. Do our 3 double crochets into the chains. All right, so now we have another part. Now we flip it again. We go through the chain loop part. We do our slip stitch. We do 1, 2, 3. All right, so I normally just fold it down so I can get to it, especially when it's small. And we do our 3 double crochets. Now this is the regular corner to corner. There is one also that is, I think uses half doubles. I've never actually made it because I've always just enjoyed doing the double crochets. All right, so now we have this part. So what you do is you find your chain loop and you do another slip stitch, and then you do your chain 3, 2, 3, yarn over, go through, pull through, and you do your 3 double crochets. Oh my goodness, Red, shut up. All right, so for this example, we're gonna go ahead and make one bigger than this. So instead of doing a 4, we're gonna go ahead and do, let's go ahead and do 6. So it'll have 6 squares on each direction. So as you notice, we started here, but as we go on, going back and forth, we're growing in both directions. So we'll do our 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then to the 4th one, we do our first double, and then another double, and another double. So it is awesome to do corner to corner when you have yarn that changes color, like the yarn we're using now. 1, 2, 3, because it means each row is going to have different colors in it that you didn't have to actually stick there. 1 double, 2 double, oops, our yarn split, there we go, and 3. So sorry for hitting it. We are going to do some graph patterns, or corner to corner graphs. We're going to do a panel, which I haven't decided yet. I think we could probably go ahead and do it Christmas style stuff. We can do it next month. But it'll be 16 by 16, and it's going to be, you know, random Christmas type things, and it's going to be pictures, so like a graph again, but with corner to corner. So it's like pixel art. It's going to be simple little pixel pictures, and if we do them in panels, at the end you can either turn them into like pillow sides, or sew them together and make a blanket or lapgans or whatever you want to do with them when they're done. Or you can just, you know, frame it and stick it on the wall, whatever you want to do. I know it is difficult to understand the placing of colors as you're going along. All right, so that is row 4 done. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. our doubles. And so all of the stitches we just learned the past few weeks, we are using all of them so far except for the half double or the triple, because this one uses chain, slip stitch, double, and when we get to the next couple of rows, we will start using a little bit of single crochet or slip stitch. It's up to you, but you'll see what I mean when we get there. I love the colors in this yarn. If y'all can tell, I love purple. Alright, so that is the chain and 3 doubles. We're almost over to the next side. And we're breaking the yarn in half. Awesome. Alright. Now the last one on this row. 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one tall. 6, right? 2, 4, 6. Yep. All right, so we can go through the 4th one from the hook. Alrighty. So let's get it flipped and put it in. Oops. 1, 2, 3. One more on that one. And it's cool how these start to pull in certain areas. Pull as in like groups of color, like all this dark purple right here. Even though we're going back. It's really cool. And now the AC. Everything is turning on and being loud today. Awesome. Alright. Next one. And you see I kind of caught hold, so you have that one little fiber there sticking up. 2 and 3. The yarn is starting to fight me. 1 and 2 and 3. And the next one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then the next one. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 squares by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 purple, 3 green. Alright, so we have 6 by 6, right? We have it half done. We're going to go 6 by 6. Which technically, we've gone 6 by 6. But we have to do the other half. Alright, so instead of doing the chain 6 to go another cube high, the chain 6 adds on. So if we were going to do this more than 6 on one side, we would do 6. But we're not. We're going to go to the next side. So instead of going up, we're going over and filling in this square. So what we're going to do is between these double crochets and between all of it. So we're going to take our hook. We're going to go through underneath. We're going to grab, and I prefer to do a single crochet. You can do a slip stitch. So you can do a single crochet in between each of your stitches. Can you see that? So it goes in between them. And then you do a chain 3, like we've been doing already. And then go through that like you would have if you were on the second one of a row. It's just we cut out that whole block and went over. So there's the new block. And then go over here to our next one. And again, like I was saying with the pulling, and I keep hitting the camera, I am so sorry. Just one of those days today. Alright. And so at this point, instead of adding another square per diagonal row, so like here we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5. Now we're going from 6 squares across, because that's what it was. We're going down to 5. We're removing a square. By not increasing. Well, by not increasing on either side, we're removing a square. Oop. Okay, so there's that one. Alright, and this one should get us the same height. There we go. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 1, 2, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So up here, we're going to do the same as what we did down here. We are going to slip through there. We're going to turn. And we're going to go in between the stitches. And actually, it's not technically the same way you did that down there, because down there, we were at the corner. This one, we did that on the corner, and we're doing this one on this one. So it's not technically the same, but it is. It's just on the next one over. All right, so 1, 2, 3. That's the downside of cotton yarn, at least the peaches and cream. It's really thick strands, and so it's really easy to accidentally split it. 2, 3. And then when we get done with this row, we'll count it again to see, show you how many blocks we are down to this time. 2, 3. One more of those. All right. 1, 2, 3. This will be our make it even row. Or block. Yeah. All right, so we are even across the top. So now we had 5 in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has 4. And so since we're not extending on either side, we're going back in. We were taking away from the amount of blocks. All right, now for the 3 one, right? Yep, 1, 2, and 3. It did not want to go through there. And 2, and throw the yarn everywhere. 3. Yep, still throwing the yarn everywhere. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Split a yarn. 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright, and then the slip stitch there and the turn, go through 1 single, 2 single, a 3 single, 1, 2, 3 chains, 1, 2, and 3 doubles. Grab more yarn and a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright, and then the slip stitch, turn in between the stitches, in between the stitches, in between the stitches, and now we're on our last square. Alright, so like before, chain 3. Oh, now it turns off. And then 1. Oh my goodness, come on. 2 and 3. Alright, there's our 3 doubles. There's the last one. And now you could just end it there, but I'm going to go back across here. 1, 2, 3, and then pull through and snip. But I forgot my scissors, so I'm not snipping it right now. There we go. A 6 by 6, which is definitely bigger than a 4 by 4. No matter which one, oops, no matter which one we put over here. And this was the bigger one. And it's still, now what you can do is after you do a lot of practice and you use the same type of yarn, the same hook, your tension is the same at every time, then you can measure your squares and figure out how big it comes out with the yarn that you plan to use. And this will help you decide on when you make a blanket. If you decide to do an entire blanket of just, you know, colorful yarn, corner to corner, it'll help you decide when to stop, how many squares by how many squares, if you know the size of them. So with the eye hook and red heart yarn, you know, not this is cotton, but red heart's acrylic yarn, my squares are normally an inch, you know, each side. So that tells me that if I want a 60 by 80 blanket, you know, huge, right? It would be 60 squares by 80 squares. And that'll help me, like if I'm putting an image in it, I'll be able to graph it out to figure out where things go. But more on that next time. Thank y'all so much for hanging out, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye all.